So Deborah, thank you for coming in today to talk about meditation. I know you're really busy teaching at the moment, so I really appreciate you taking some time out. So can you tell me, how long have you been meditating?
So, gosh, I've been meditating since I was in my 20s, actually, early 20s back in London when I was more in the corporate environment. So that's longer than I'd like to share how old I am now.
Wonderful. And what made you decide to learn meditation?
So I suppose I came to meditation because I was searching for a way of being that felt authentic, that felt true to myself. And for a long time I was searching to find that missing piece. You know, very blessed in so many qualities in my life and so much abundance and so much opportunity, but somehow something felt like it was missing. And you know, having talked to many people, it seems that this is quite a common experience. So meditation was the thing that I turned to try and find what was it inside of me that felt empty, what was missing. And I have to say meditation, the journey of meditation has brought me so far from where I started to actually being here with you now.
Oh, wonderful. And what brought you to SoulCentre in the first place?
So I remember hearing about SoulCentre and eventually coming here as part of a free talk. So I heard about Vikas Malkani and I came as part of another program initially. And I sat in the audience, not much expectation. You know, I had an established meditation practice for myself. And I sat and I watched Vikas deliver this incredible dialogue. And he shared so much of his wisdom and his experience with the audience. And at that time I was an audience member. And I remember thinking at the time, I want what he has. Gosh, if I could just get a little bit of this wisdom, a little bit more of this knowledge, that would kind of boost me onto my next part of my personal journey. So I remember thinking at the time, I think I'm going to be working here somehow in some capacity, but I really had no idea at the time quite what the journey would be and how it would unfold.
Wow, amazing. And did you enjoy the teaching, the journey of the meditation teaching
Yes,
at SoulCentre?
Indeed. Gosh, it's been transformative actually. When I think about who I was coming in and who I am now, and you could ask my family, you know, it's been a profound change for me. And the whole journey has unfolded in the most beautiful way. You know, I was after something that would make sense. I'm a logical person. I don't like too much mystery. So I like to know that A goes to B and B goes to C and then there's a result. This is how I operate. And the whole journey that's unfolded from right at the beginning, you know, meditation made simple, day one, turning up to see what that was like. And then the progression all the way through, right to the teacher training, you know, taking that last step to become a teacher. And I'll share more with you about that. But that whole journey just made so much sense. And every step was just an obvious logical progression from the last. So for me it was a very easy and beautiful journey.
Wonderful. So what was it that made you decide, okay, I want to teach, I want to share this wisdom with other people?
Good question. You know, watching my own journey as almost like from an observer point of view and just seeing the profound changes in myself and then witnessing the impact on the rest of my family and my friends, you know, it was really indicative to me that this was information and knowledge and wisdom that was so good and had been proven so successful for my personal self that the only next step would be to teach. So I just knew I'd found my calling actually with the meditation programs here, and it was tremendous to be able to step up as a teacher, and now I'm sharing, you know, sharing the wisdom and tapping Vikas's wisdom and knowledge has been tremendous. I just, you know, keep wanting more and more of it.
And how did you feel then, your very first class, right? When you've been a student yourself for so long, and then suddenly you take that transition and you say, right, today I'm going to become a teacher. How did it feel for that very first class?
So, you know, it's a big step to come out from behind the books, right? So you sit in the audience and you listen and you absorb and you apply it and you get the benefit, and it's tremendous. To step out from behind that little screen, that little shelter that you have, and come in the front, if you like, to step up in front of people, you have to be ready. And I have to say, I was ready because all of the information and all of the coursework and all of the practices that I had undertaken as part of the training was so real and so positive and so beneficial for me that actually it was just a simple next step. So yeah, there were some flutters inside for sure, but actually being asked to teach meant that I was ready to teach, and just taking that step to be a teacher felt very natural and very easy. And I was, thrilled when I completed my first class and saw the profound changes in the students themselves. It was wonderful.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
And what about the comments? What did your students say? The very first students that you taught, what were their comments like?
Oh gosh, since then I've taught so many people to meditate, and the comments are pretty well similar. A lot of people come in skeptical, a lot of people come in wondering, really, is this the kind of information that can help? A lot of people are very stuck or have had profound loss or sadness or trauma. Other people are just looking for a way to move forward, to make their life better. So the comments have ranged from, is this really going to help me? And then at the end of it, I can't wait to tell my friends, I can't wait to share this with my own family. And the way that the classes are taught, there's time in between, so students have the chance to embed the information, to practice. So by the time you get to the last session, you have had time, and the students have had time to actually work with the practices and to do the practices, it changes with the practice that you do. So the comments have been deeply touching, deeply moving, and have affirmed for me every step of my teaching experience that this is really good stuff, and it's one of my dreams to take it huge and to have this kind of information available for everyone, because it takes you forward, and it's been an amazing journey for me and for the people I keep in touch with.
Oh, wonderful. So you mentioned a bit about your dream. As SoulCentre grows, are you keen to expand with SoulCentre?
Absolutely.
To take meditation further?
Yes, my goodness. The more that I work on this information, this material, and the more that it becomes real for me, and the more I'm seeing the results for myself, I keep coming back to this, I know, but having experienced all that I've experienced in my life and just seeing the changes that come up for the people that I'm privileged to work with, young and old, I personally believe that this is the kind of information and practice that we all need. We get up in the morning, we brush our teeth, we eat good food, and we meditate. Why not, right? Let's just make it available for whoever wants to, and let's take it to the kids, let's take it to the young people, because these kinds of life skills, when shared, for everyone to have access to, for me, that's the beginning of a real world peace. It's how I see it.
Wonderful. Yeah. And on a daily basis, we all watch the TV, we all watch the news, and there's all these, dualities of life. One minute you're watching the news and it's good news, one minute you're watching the news and it's about war.
Yes.
So how do you keep yourself centered on a daily basis?
I think for me personally, so the big picture is there's a lot of drama and tragedy, and there's a lot of pain at the moment in the world, and that's accessible through all our media and social networks, and it's in our faces a lot of the time. And for me, it's very easy to get overwhelmed by that, because if you have a heart that beats, I think you feel the pain, right? You feel what's going on around you. And so for me personally, the practices keep me grounded. I need to come back every day to the reality of who I am, the reality of what's around me. And I have a deep belief that if we can just be the best we can be, right, in every moment, so it's being fully present, it's being fully aware, it's being deeply committed to being positive and to taking the best possible choices and action. If I can take responsibility and ownership of my own life to be the best person that I can be, then I think there's a chance for other people to do the same. So for me personally, keeping it real and grounded in the face of all of everything that's going on right now, and there's a lot worldwide, it really comes down to making sure I put the practice in and that I reconnect to the goodness of humanity, the goodness of life, the abundance that's intrinsic in life, and that we don't waste a moment worrying and in fear. We come back to what we can offer, our best possible practice and our best possible choices and action, and we go from there.
Thank you, Deborah. Wonderful. And I would just like to say, Deborah's been with us a number of years, and many students now have learnt with her, and she's a fantastic teacher. So if you're wondering about who to learn with, then I highly recommend Deborah. She's excellent at what she does. She really walks her talk.
Thank you.
So give her a call.
Thank you.